Chicago called me the other day and said they wanted me to do a speech on Black and Latino coalition. I did. I loved it. We spoke the same language. I was on radio, I spoke at the DuSable Museum, and I spoke at the National Puerto Rican Museum. So Ms. Piri of the DuSable Institute Museum and Billy Ocasio of the National Puerto Rican Museum, thank you very much. And Yvonne Davila, thank you very much for inviting me. Chicago is beginning to understand that with over 600 murders of young men, they cannot continue to operate independently of each other, in silos. They're beginning to understand that we need to come together around affordable housing, around youth violence, around police brutality, around jobs, around churches, and around public education. So they called me over and we had a wonderful time. We need to have that kind of coalition in LA, in Philly, in St. Louis, in Cleveland, in Miami, all over this country. We cannot continue to operate in our own individual interests. We need to come together, Black and Latinos. I don't care if you don't understand Spanish. Learn it. Black men, you've got to learn not to get paranoid when people speak Spanish. Puerto Ricans and Latinos, you've got to own up to your African heritage and stop saying, yo no soy negro, yo no soy molleto. Stop it already. Your dance, your food, the way you move, your family, the way you love, is African in nature. So we have to begin to understand who we are and how we're connected to the great diaspora of Africans in the New World. Most of the black people went to South America anyway. So let's stop kidding ourselves. If we can bring these two elements together, for Latinos it's about family. You know that. We love our families. We're dead serious about it. Touch one, you touch all. For black folk, it's about faith. I've never seen such Christian faith as I've seen on black people. If we can bring those two elements together, faith and family, we're going to have an army the likes of which this nation has never seen. There'll be nobody who'll be able to stop us. We are not minority. Stop using that word minority. We are the majority in this country. And if you add Asians and Native Americans to it, forget about it. We own this bad boy. Let's begin to pull this together. Let's begin to teach our children. Let's build liberation schools in the churches, in which many of them are closed all week. Those churches should be open 24/7. Let's teach our children to read properly. Let's teach our children to do math properly. Let's begin to teach our children to speak distinctly and articulately so they can transmit their ideas in a way that I can understand. Let's pull this together. We are in it together. So if we can do this, and I know we can, I know that we've had enough interaction that we can pull this. In New York, it's all over the place. We've been hanging out for 100 years. I have a friend, Jose Ferrer. I have another friend, Arthur Bonds, who are black Puerto Ricans. Charlie Rangel, Sammy Davis Jr., Reggie Martinez Jackson, Roberto Roena, Cheo Feliciano, Rafael Itier, Sicuret Alonso. I can go on down the line of all the musicians and political figures who are black Puerto Ricans who made such a contribution, including Arturo Schomburg. Folks, it's time for us to recognize who we are as people of color. It's time for us to come together and get past these petty differences and begin to build a political coalition that will empower us to do the things that we need to do in these cities and in this country. And the way things are going now, you never know, we may definitely need to defend ourselves as well. Like and share.